Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and we have the patch notes for the upcoming Black Order update, which should be landing tonight. So keep it locked on the channel for all the update details and all the new stuff covering the new uniforms for these characters, which are basically becoming new characters, and the new content. There's actually a lot to talk about, so we're gonna dive into it pretty much immediately. Keep in mind that for those of you that watch the live stream on Twitch, I'm gonna be going live a lot later tonight to sort of coincide with the update. It's a regular maintenance. It's 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. Pacific, which is 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. Eastern time. Ugh, it's late. So I'll probably be going live around midnight Eastern time, and then a couple of hours later, the patch should be done, the maintenance should be over, and then we can dive right into the new content, Tier 3 Proxima, all that good stuff. So let's jump right in. We're getting huge buffs to all 4 members of the Black Order. We're going to cover what's happening to Ebony, but if you missed it from the live stream with Cajun Kim, Ebony is basically being, I said I was going to cover it, but I'll just cover it now. Ebony is basically being moved to the mid-month. Speculation is rampant that means he's going to be the Tier 3 for the mid-month. We'll have to wait and see, but we do know that Proxima is the Tier 3 for this update here. So we're getting huge updates to Supergiant. She actually seems really good for both PvE and PvP. You know, Ignore Dodge is really good for Null. She's got Penetration, which is really good for PvP. She's got Invisibility, sort of like Sue Storm, like Invisible Woman on her passive, which is pretty wild, which is great for PvP. She's got Damage Decrease, Guaranteed Dodge, and Increased Resistances. The resistance is pretty big, especially because of Jean Grey, right? Any elemental damage, she's going to reduce that by a percentage based on her resistance. So that's pretty dope. She has Ignore Iframe. She's got Mind Control for 5 seconds. For PvE, this is crazy. Damage received increased by 30%. That's huge. Characters like Scarlet Witch and Rachel Summers that have that percentage, it's like 1% or 2%, not 30%. That might end up getting changed, but yeah, pretty crazy stuff. She has all defense down. She's got a heal, 15% heal, and frenzy skill. Corvus probably looks the least flashy out of the 4 right now. We'll have to wait and see. He does get a big buff to his physical attack and increased damage to heroes. He sort of seems a little bit more PvP centric, although he doesn't get any iframe ignore. He does get a heal, and the heal is based on the damage that he deals, not the damage that he takes. So it's a sort of lifesteal heal, but it can activate 0.3 seconds after it's activated. It can reactivate, so he can pop this heal multiple times. We'll have to wait and see. If it's maximum of 10%, but you can pop it 3 times per second for 5 seconds. So that might just be like a 150% heal if I'm understanding it correctly. It's pretty wild. It might heal him for 100% every single time. So yeah, it's pretty cool. 100% heal on a skill, not bad at all. He's got a damage proc. He's got an increase to all attacks. He doesn't have a frenzy buff, but he will be getting accumulation on his awakening. But yeah, he doesn't really have too many flashy things compared to some of these other characters. Proxima, on the other hand, Proxima is looking like an absolute monster and an absolute, I don't want to say absolute, but she's looking like a must-have. Okay, I know, guys, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm talking really fast. I'm also kind of slurring my words a little bit here. I haven't been to sleep yet. So her uniform gives all villain allies the Mystique buff, the increased damage to heroes and villains, which is super spicy. Her leadership gets bumped up to 45% ignore dodge and 30% crit damage, which is so good for World Boss Legend Null. She gets a crazy, not a crazy, but she gets like a pretty good heal on her passive. Then she's got these other new passive, tier 2 passive. Check this out. She buffs her ignore dodge, her guaranteed dodge and her guaranteed crit by 30% for 6 seconds on her 3rd skill, which you can basically have unlimited uptime. So on top of all these other passives and stuff, she has 30% guaranteed crit and 30% guaranteed dodge. She's going to be so good with a rage because of that guaranteed crit, but she could still work with an energy. Not saying she won't. She's also going to have this charge up skill that gives her frenzy buff and paralysis and all this other good stuff. And then her 5th skill, check this out. She's got 10% heal for 2 seconds. So 20% heal there, and then she's got another heal on her tier 3 skill. Really nice. We've actually never seen a heal on a tier 3 skill before, I believe. So this is the first one. Very, very cool. But yeah, so this crazy support buff for her is really, really nice to go along with the great leadership. And then we got Cull Obsidian, aka Black Dwarf. He's sort of reverting back to his old name. He seems like the centerpiece behind a Black Order team that's going to basically crush the defenders in PvP. for things like Alliance Conquest, because not only does he reflect just like Luke Cage and he has increased HP and he has damage reduction, but he gives all allies the same physical immunity that Luke Cage gives his defenders allies. He gives it to all allies, not just Black Order. And then he also gives Black Order allies 60% reduction from physical reflect. So Black Dwarf, Corvus, and Thanos are probably going to be a very, very formidable team to crush Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and Daredevil or something like that for Alliance Conquest. I'm kind of speculating here, but yeah, his heal is nuts. He's got a below 90%. He pops off a 7% heal for 5 seconds. So if you continue to take damage, he's going to continue to heal, and it'll just reactivate right away. There's no buffer. So that's wild. He has iframe ignore on the second skill. He's got VPAT on the third skill. He's got a 25% max HP buff, which is going to bump his max HP. Yeah, and he's got a 1.1% accumulation. That is hachimachi. That's very hot and spicy. So these bros and these gals are looking very, very, very strong, especially Black Dwarf and Proxima. Really, really strong. We are, so you can see here, Ebony Maw will be displayed in game, so we'll be able to see his new animations for his skills, but we will not be able to purchase it just yet. So please don't spam me with, how can I get Ebony Maw's uniform? Nobody can get it just yet. It's going to be like in 2 weeks. We're getting new potential level 70 for these 6 characters. I don't think this really means anything for any clues towards a future update. It's just characters that are sort of, you know, not going to get anything anyways, and they're falling behind, so might as well give them level 70. We see these a lot in the update. Supergiant obviously being the only one that matters here. Proxima's tier 3 skill, a lot of really cool abilities, including accumulation, 0.6%, and like I said, a 30% heal. So she's got 2 heal skills. Very, very cool, and very, very cool animation there. The Awakening for the 3 members of the Black Order, you get accumulation for Corvus and Supergiant, and you don't get it for Black Dwarf because he already has accumulation on his 5th skill. But they all get minus 65 all defense down with ignore immunity. So no mistakes there. We've got 3 awakened characters, and they're all getting substantial reworks. There's no Nightcrawler, there's no Silk, there's no Elsa, thank goodness. Now, huge other changes coming to the Shield Lab. So this is where things are going to start to get super spicy. The Shield Lab is gone, adios, and it's being replaced with the item shop in the store, and which is going to have all the same sales and stuff, you'll see. And then the craft option. The craft option is going to replace the processor, and the antimatter is going to be going away. So this is really important because I want to break this down for you. But essentially, what you want to do now before the maintenance, this is not very important, this is sort of important. Go to the Shield Lab and blow all of your antimatter. Just spend all of your pink antimatter because it's going to disappear after the update. You may be like small, you may have like a small compensation for what you had. They don't give you, I'm not sure if they actually say anything in the patch notes, but my advice to you would be to craft things. However, actually, maybe you shouldn't craft things. Maybe don't craft things, because although the antimatter is going away, the quality of items we can craft in the processor is increasing. So it's really wild. And the number of items we can craft is expanding. It's really, really cool. So yeah, overall with the Shield Lab, this is staying the same, and it's going into the store. This is gone forever. Thank goodness. Thank good riddance. This is gone forever. Good riddance. You'll be able to get the dimension tokens from Dispatch. So if you're worried about farming these dimension tokens here, right? These, oh, they don't show you that, but you know, these dimension tokens up there, you can farm them from Dispatch for free and then use them to refresh the item shop, because that's what you need to do, right? If you want to go in here, you got to refresh with that. And sometimes like you can see there's bios on sale for 37 dimension tokens. So you're gonna be able to get those 100% for free. You're not gonna have to spend gold to get them. They're free in the Dispatch. So this is staying, this is gone and being replaced by something so much better. And then this is being improved on. So it's big changes here. So let's see what they're doing. So they are now going to allow us to craft tier 3 materials. Bang! Huge upgrade, huge thing here. We're going to be able to craft all of the tier 3 materials, including CCF and Mandalay gem fragments and awakening crystals. Now, it appears by the math on the page that it's going to be a 1-to-3 ratio. That's an important thing to remember. So again, you're not actually going to be gaining resources by doing this, because if you could gain resources without losing enough resources, then you would just like infinitely gain resources and never have to play the game again, obviously. So you're going to be sacrificing more than you get, right? Because you're sacrificing 3 materials and you're getting 1, of course. But here's the important thing. If you have a huge gap, right, if you have tons of Mandalay gem fragments and no awakening crystals like me, you can start to balance that out, because the difference between a lot of these items is not actually so substantial. The crazy thing is, like, you can really rebalance your items and your materials. This is really good stuff. But it doesn't just stop there. They're also going to be improving the crafting for comic cards, custom gears like obelisks, and uru from 1 to 4 to 3 to 5 stars. So that's why I was saying it's actually better that you don't process anything right now. I think it's actually better to just let the antimatter disappear. So the reason why I'm saying that is because if you go over here and you go to process, right, 1 to 4 star comic cards, it's 1 to 4 right now. After the update, it's going to be 3 to 5. That's a huge difference. Like, I don't mean to exaggerate, but that is a gigantic difference. A 1-star card is worth nothing compared to a 3-star card. Like, you need so many 1-star cards to get one. I think you need 36 1-star cards to get one 3-star card. Like, the difference is astronomical. So if I pull 3 3-star cards, that's the same amount as pulling 100 1-star cards, plus all the gold to combine them into 2-star and then combine them into 3-star. So it's like, it's bonkers how much better this is. The other thing is, the 1 to 4-star has a crit reward of a 5-star card as the jackpot, and you can see it right here. The jackpot is highlighted as a 5-star card. If the 3 to 5 is the regular, then that could mean that the jackpot is a 6-star card. I don't want to get too crazy here, but this could really help players who need to craft a lot of extra mythic cards to start crafting their premium equipped comic cards. This is a really good change. So tons of amazing changes to the processor. They say here that the materials used, some of the materials used for enhancing the level of the generator and warp device will be refunded. So you'll find a little bit of gold and gear up kits in your inbox after the update for that. But they're not going to be refunding you for the antimatter. But honestly, considering the fact that this is improving, especially if you were going to craft any of these things, or if you're going to wait and craft these things, I would say don't even bother using up your antimatter. Like, I have 350,000 left. I'm actually going to use it to craft this here with my feathers, because I don't think they're going to improve this. They're not going to improve the UUK. But yeah, if you were planning on crafting cards or uru or obelisks, then I would just say wait. It also means that you're going to be able to craft bios a lot faster, in my opinion, which is excellent for farming the ultimates up to 6-star, tier 2, etc. So this is a really good change. So you have here the dimension tokens being added to dispatch, which is really cool. So you can just get it for free, you know, passive farming. Actually, just reminds me to go and check this right now. Okay, yeah, scheduled for maintenance. I'm making my video right now, guys, come on. So yeah, you'll be able to collect, just like I collected the CCF there, just like I collected that, you'll be able to collect dimension to those purple dimension tokens that you use to refresh the item shop and to actually buy things in the item shop. This is how you will obtain it, the same way that you obtain all of this stuff here. I wonder if they're going to replace anything, or if they're going to add a new dispatch mission. I don't think they're going to add a new dispatch mission. Maybe they'll just add it to the first sector where all that other stuff goes. They're also going to add in the faction and species tags to the filter on the team page. This is a really good change, so you can quickly figure out, you know, I need creatures for this dispatch mission or whatever. So you can quickly just filter through that and find them. If you need them to be heroes, villains, or neutral, you can find that as well through the factions. So this is a really good change to help players, you know, further understand the way that characters are classified. You know, human, cold-blooded, villain, creature, machine, or whatever it's called, technokinesis. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. The dispatch is also getting a bonus dispatch XP based on the hero's growth grade that you add to this. I'm not exactly sure what this does, but it just means, I think, more rewards for us. So yeah, that's cool. They're also making it easier to move around equipped dispatch characters to sort of fill out these slots, to give yourself more combat power, to increase your growth grade. It's sort of like a quality of life thing, but they're also going to be, you know, tweaking some of the UIs and things for the dispatch missions, and they're also going to be sending out a notification either in-game or to your phone when a sector reaches the maximum supply. So I actually really like this idea, like a push notification. I think this is great. I want to know when my dispatch is full, and sometimes I just forget because I'm distracted. So I actually really like this. And then, yeah, they're just telling us stuff about the item shop and how it's going to be relocated to the item shop from the Shield Lab is going to be relocated to the store tab. And it'll be exactly the same. So you can access it through the store menu. It's going to sell things for either gold, crystals, or these dimension tokens, and you have your free refresh and yada, yada, yada. And you can enhance it. You know, depending on what your store level is now, it'll be like that after the update. So don't worry about upgrading your item shop now, or what I said store level, but item shop from the Shield Lab. Don't worry about upgrading it now. It'll carry over to the update. It's not going to revert back to stage 1. Now, probably the only potentially controversial thing about this update is that Supergiant World Boss Ultimate is arriving, but she's going to be dropping Balance Odin's Blessing, not Magic. Now, I had a long conversation on Twitch about this, but basically my stance on it is, yeah, it's a bummer. It sucks. Obviously, the Magic Odin's Blessing is better than the Balance Odin's Blessing. That's, you know, not something I can argue. That's just a fact. But it would have been kind of ridiculous to allow us to farm the best Odin's Blessing in the game for free. You know, sometimes I get 1-2 Odin's Blessings a day when I just fight Thanos 5 times or I fight Cull Obsidian 5 times. So imagining getting a couple of those, it would really completely eliminate any need to gamble, basically. And also, the Magic and Strike Odin's Blessings that give double physical and double energy attack are the rarest ones, right? And you can't farm Strike anywhere else. So it sort of stands to reason that you're not allowed to farm Magic anywhere else. Like, they don't even drop from the fragment farming here, right? So I think we sort of had our hopes set a little bit too high. I'm guilty of this as well. So yeah, I think we just got to roll with the punches here and accept this one. It definitely doesn't make the devs greedy that they're not doing that. They're not giving us Magic. But yeah, maybe they could have changed it 6 months ago to avoid this. I don't think that would have been a big enough clue that she's getting a World Boss Ultimate. And it's not like anyone was playing her for those drops anyways, or for those, you know, Conqueror rewards. Then we're getting story content improvements where you can now farm energy, farm XP for your characters when you play the normal story mode missions, not the ultimate ones, which already requires tier 3 and transcended characters, so they can't gain regular XP. So that's really cool. Character XP, not uniform XP. They're also changing some of the rewards in the normal story mode. They're also allowing us to sell story fragments. A lot of people complain that the story fragments take up space in their inventory and they can't get rid of them until they make the full set. So now if you don't want to, like you see that 124944 that I have there for the silver ones, I can just flush those. Because right now when you go to sell them, they are unsellable, which is kind of annoying. And here's the big one here. There's another really big buff for newer players and sort of someone who's building their account and has not yet finished their roster. Guided quests are coming to the game. So these quests are essentially going to help you understand how you take a character from 1 star all the way up to tier 2, and they're going to give you that character from 1 star all the way up to tier 2, on top of allowing you to purchase their uniform at a 50% discount. And this discount only applies when the selected character's quest is in progress. So this is not tied to a uniform sale. This is not tied to an update. This is tied to your personal progress through the, in this case, Loki guided quest. This is huge. This is a really good thing for newer players. So check it out here. There's not every character is available before you get all, you know, crazy thinking Namor and stuff like that is going to be here. No. So there's a list of, what is this, 21 characters that you can choose from. It's the 21 characters here. I'm just scrolling down to the uniforms that are applicable to be on sale. I think that's the real gem here. Yes, these characters are good. There's possibly more than 10 good characters here, but I'm focusing on being able to pick up these uniforms at a 50% discount at any time. Now, if you already have the character at tier 2, you cannot engage in this guided quest for said character. So it kind of makes sense. It's going to upset some people because they're like, I just want to buy the uniform 50% off. Not really how it works. The intention is not to just give you the uniform for 50% off. It's the whole process for a player who doesn't have the character. I think you can engage the quest if you have the character built up, you know, partway, but I don't think you can do it once you've gotten the character to tier 2. So I won't be able to do any of this content on my main account because I have all these characters tier 2. My advice to you, if you don't have these characters at tier 2, but you were in the process of tier 2ing them, stop. What the hell are you talking about? Okay. Stop and then just don't do anything and then wait for the update and then see if you can do the guided quest for them. Now, off the top of my head, if I had to give you the top 10 best characters to do the guided quest for, in case you guys are wondering, and I'll do like a better update, post-update sort of video on this, dedicated video. But off the top of my head, I would say Loki, Hulk, and Venom from the top line here, and then Vision, Ghost Rider, and Thor from the second line, and then Daredevil, Black Bolt, Iron Fist, and from the third line. You could say Dr. Octopus, you could say Wasp, you could say Miles Morales, you could say, I guess, maybe Shuri. I would probably stay away from characters that are bound to get uniforms, you know, pretty soon, like Falcon, and then characters that can't necessarily go much higher at their current state, you know, Rocket, Blade, etc., because they can't get to tier 3 or Transcended, and they're probably not going to be getting that anytime soon. So the guided quest is actually really cool. I wish we had this in the game when I could have used it on some of these characters, because I think it's a dope thing. And you can see the quests are very straightforward. Just clear one of the story missions and you get rewards, you get energy and clear tickets, and then you get a 1-star Loki. So it's pretty dope to see that. I also wonder, you got to be a little bit careful, not a little bit careful, but I think you get a 6-star Ant-Man from the legendary quest, but then that would sort of skip the first half, the first 6 stages of the guided quest for Ant-Man. Maybe it's not Ant-Man. It's Ant-Man or Wasp that you get at 6 stars. Anywho, they're both on the list there. So yeah, just keep that in mind. I think you also get a 6-star Thor from Thor Ragnarok. So yeah, I'm not quite sure. Just yeah, check that out. And I think you got a 6-star Spider-Man too. Anyways, yeah, you get what I'm saying. They're also going to be adding a small crystal bonus if you purchase a repeatable subscription within 6 days of it expiring. 3 days before, 3 days after. So yeah, just a small extra crystal reward for like, hey, you're going to continue to support us with this $10, $20, $30 subscription purchase, this refreshable purchase. We're going to give you an extra day's worth. Woohoo! An extra day's worth of crystal. It's not much. It's a cute little thing. We have the new season of the Future Pass. Now, this is a biggie, boys. This is a biggie. They're adding some stuff here so that you guys can equip your icons faster and you don't get confused. But look at these new icons. Hooey! These are some of the most gorgeous icons I have ever seen in my life. The art department is banging off. I don't know, banging off sounds bad. Anyways, all 3 of these look amazing. This is giving me Queen vibes. You know, Scaramouche, can you do the Fandango? Storm is amazing. She looks gorgeous. And then, bro, Spidey? Are you talking Spidey too mighty? Spidey's looking fresh. I hit that R real hard. Sheesh. So yeah, Spidey's looking amazing. I'm gonna have to throw $50 at the Mythic Future Pass to grab that. There's no way this icon looks too sick. And yeah, I don't think there's any, I don't think there's anything to read into here. Some people already started asking me, does this mean Spider's gonna get an update? His movie's coming out in like 6 months, so I don't think the devs are gonna, and I don't think Marvel wants to promote Spider-Man before No Way Home, right? I don't think they want to give Sony even more money. So yeah, I don't think Spidey's gonna be getting anything because of this. But man, this is dope. So I want it and I'm going to get it. We got the new uniform collection, and look at that. They brought back a uniform collection reward, and it's 150 TCP. So that's actually pretty good considering these are very expensive uniforms to rank up. We sort of made jokes. We made fun of the devs in the past because one of the most expensive, well, actually more expensive than this one, uniform collections in the game. This one, I believe they gave you like 100 bios or something, or 1,000,000 gold when you upgraded these 5 uniforms. And this one's actually more expensive, even though it's also 5 uniforms, because one of them is Thanos and he's actually double cost. So it's nice to see that this one actually costs less and the rewards are so much better. You know, the increased rewards are really a thing of beauty to see the devs embrace. It really puts the game in a completely different light. It really makes me excited to go out and farm and rank up these uniforms. And it really makes me happy that I can support this game and feel like they are listening and sort of doing things for us. Also, shout out to Godzillinator. They created something for you. The UI for crafting, doing the craft combine and sort of changing your stars or your colors or whatever has changed. So hopefully there won't be any mix-ups in the future. RIP to that card, by the way. Godzillinator, that was rough to watch. But yeah, so they're just making this a little bit easier, because right now when you go and craft a card, it looks exactly the same. This page and this page is almost identical, right? Not identical, but almost identical. So you can actually make a mistake very, very easily. So them changing it is actually a good thing, and more clarity for the player. Some other things with magnifying glasses being added when you're ranking up characters or using like tickets on them. We have some more achievement level stuff, which is cool. And then we got some fixes and bug errors and things like that. So heating up, if certain devices were heating up, that's going to be fixed. This one's a big one. When you play that timeline stage where you're in the streets, sometimes the camera goes behind the building and you can't see anything. The issue of certain structures blocking the screen has been improved. They've added some dialogue for World Boss Legend Mephisto, maybe to explain the magic circle pattern. And they've added the leader position to Vision. Now, don't panic here. He's not getting the leadership ability. What he's getting is the lead. He's getting that lead thing here. See how it says leader and dealer? He's just getting the lead tag for his recommended position in boss battle and arena. Just a small little icon there. Doesn't actually affect the character in any way, shape, or form. And then a bunch of other fixes. They're fixing the weekly alliance energy, so you can now collect the 50 energy. And then they are removing the ability to farm cosmic energy for the cosmic whatever it's cosmic core. You can't farm cosmic core energy anymore without using energy or future pass rewards. Future pass energy, whatever, without using energy in dispatch. So the dispatch mission infinite farm overnight thing, you lasted one update, RIP, we'll pour one out for you. And then for some reason rescue got a rework here, not a rework, but some, her active skill being displayed awkwardly has been fixed. I don't know anyone who's playing rescue at this point in time, but yeah. So those are the patch notes. Big buffs for pretty much all players, and especially mid and low spending players, with some free tier 2s if you don't have them, like literally free, 50% cost uniforms, which is dope, and the ability to redistribute your tier 3 materials if you have a crazy abundance of one or the other. And the thing is, if you continue to have that crazy abundance, when you go and you farm the story mode fragments and you open the chest and you get, let's say, 250 Essence of Dimension, you're like, oh man, I don't really need that, but you can now go ahead and turn that into almost 100 Titan component packs, if that really tickles your fancy. So having that flexibility, having that option available to you is fantastic. So hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. I think this update is amazing. It's definitely going to be underrated in my opinion, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.